sheep business right here, boys. Sell that big round 373 is what we're going to sell to you. The big round 373, one right there on the rail, 373. All right, how dare down on the big round? How dare down on the two on the deal? 10, 15, 150, 160, 155, 155, 60, 165, 70, 170, 180.
Dean Family Acres.
Some of the finest grades of hardwoods will be more valuable when you get into veneer type logs of red oak, or we don't grow much cherry down here, but red oak, white oak, some poplar can be very valuable. But again, it just depends on what mill and what final use they're put to. And in Lawrence County alone, the value of the wood on the stump that's cut every year is about a little shy of $9 million. In 2019, it was about $8.8 million that were paid to the landowners that grew the wood for the wood that was delivered to the mill.
This is where everything comes in. They'll pull trucks through here, they'll do trailers, they'll pull around here, they'll put the lane right here, and we'll give them numbers. And they'll go through some places where they have to be brake checked, or their calves, or whatever they are. Everything will come through here with the time. They'll have its own number on its back. Then they'll go to the ring after that. So, would y'all like to see one get brake checked? That's what y'all are waiting on. They'll get it that way, so we're going to sit down here. Hey, let's come on through where y'all can watch. All right, this calf right here, this is a big steer. So this calf has got about another probably 6 months before it goes to meat. But that's somebody's already steered him where he'll grow good. And this is what they'll look like when they get bigger than the calves down there. So they'll steer everything here, which means they'll castrate him. So he'll be a steer and he'll go for meat. So this is what they look like. And then you have big heifers back here. So those are not bred yet. So somebody will probably take those home and wait 4, 5, 6 months and then put a bull with them and make a mama cow out of them. That's what those will do.
Come on, Big Joe, you up for that, buddy. Come on, Big Joe.
$0.50 tonight. 50 to bid to that. 30 to bid to that. 30 to that. 30 cents, 23 hog. Sheep business right here, boys. Sell that big round 373 is what we're going to sell to you. The big round 373, one right there on the rail, 373. All right, how dare down on the big round? How dare down on the two on the deal? 10, 15, 150, 160, 155, 155, 60, 165, 70, 170, 180, 85, 90, 190, 5, 200 on the deal, 5, 295, 25, 10, 10, 15, 20, 220, 36, 19, 36, 19 at the ring. Bear down, girl, maybe you bear down, 5, 100, 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 5, 30, 30, 5, 40, 5, 50, 155, 60, 165, 70, 170, 170, 65, 44, 66. Right there. And 11, 25, $1,900 I need 900 buyer, 909, a quarter, 925, 25, 9 75, 1,000, 10 quarter, 10, 25, 10 high, sort of 10 quarter, 4,008, put it on 21, 4,008, put it on 21. Prepare down, prepare down, 85, 86 dollars. And 98, young baby on the first, 95, 96 dollars, and 92, 93, 94, and 94, 4, 5, 6, 84, 820, 25, 75, 75, 99, I sold rate 75, 39, 46, give a little pin, 39, 46, give a little pin.
Around that could harm you. That even goes down to like rat poison. You know, like we can't, it can't be here because it could somehow through water or air or whatever filter into your food. So there's a lot of very strict guidelines, and we're inspected once or twice a year, and you have to file tons of paperwork. You have to be able to show from your paperwork what seeds you ordered, from what company, on what day, when you started them, when you planted them, what field they went into, what fertilizer they got, everything all the way through until your sales record. So that if I say I bought 5,000 carrot seeds from an organic grower, from an organic seed company, then they trace those 5,000 seeds. And if I come out at the end where I sold 50,000 pounds of carrots, they're like, wait a minute, you did not get that many carrots out of 5,000 seeds. So somewhere along the way, they're going to say, aha, you bought non-organic seeds somewhere, and they slap you with a huge fine and take your certification.
So it's easier to spray lots of chemicals than it is to do it without chemicals.
Right, so some of you got here while I was still out in the field. I'm hoeing, so there's weeds. So a lot of people deal with weeds by spraying them. Yep, Roundup. Just spray it out there. There's a lot of seeds that come Roundup ready, so you plant the seed and the pesticide or the herbicide at the same time. So you plant once, and you don't have to go back out in the fields until you have to harvest it, which is fine, and that's what works for some people. And you know, everybody does it the way they believe in and want to do it. But what we think is the way we want to do it is not, because we don't want that stuff. We don't want to eat it. So
now you see why organic costs $5 versus $2 for something else.
yeah, the seeds are twice as expensive. The fertilizers that you are allowed to use are 2 or 3 times more expensive. All of the work has got to be done by hand, although John, my son-in-law, is very handy, and I'll show you when we go out in the field, just invented a new kind of cultivator that is amazing. But we still have to get out there on our hands and knees and pick.
So they won't even let you plow with a tractor?
No.
Okay,
No. You can use tractors, but you also have to, like
worry about diesel.
right. You keep all of your barn organized so that your gas cans aren't on top of your sheets. If they're really looking out for all of you, because they want you to grow up to be strong and healthy, and then be a farmer. Who's going to be a farmer here? Yes, one. How many are there of you? 21, and how many adults? Alleged adults? 5. So that's 26 people. Counting me, it's 27. 27. So we're gonna have one farmer. Are you gonna be able to feed all those people?
There's 7 adults.
Oh well, I kind of want to do something like Stewart Farms and do a family farm like that.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, you might be able to feed some of them, huh? Might need a few more farmers. No volunteers.
I think
And you can see the top. You see the curly top? That's the first set of real leaves. So if you look at this, this is what John went through this last night. When we get over there, you can see where he didn't just because it was too wet. But then we have gone behind him today and hand weeded all the extra weeds that he couldn't get. You obviously can't cultivate where your carrots are because you'll lose the carrots. So you have to leave a little bit. But this new thing that he just invented is going to be a great help. Great help. So we grow about.
To patent it really quick.
You guys can't. I'm not showing it to you. Top secret. So you see the difference in these beds. These were just seeded, and then do you see all the weeds?
Yeah.
Yes. So right there. So yep, all this. This is all weeds. Somewhere there's one carrot in there. See that? And all the rest of these. So this is the difference between this and that, which is pretty big for a swipe through with the Yeah. So what we're trying to do lately is focus more on planting larger amounts of one crop and then kind of dialing it in. So last year we added a tractor-drawn seeder, so that's been a big help, and it's very consistent. And so you just drive through and all the seeds get planted, and now we're going to be able to drive through and cultivate and weed a lot of it. And then we have I'll show you when we walk back through, I'll show you, we have a machine that picks the carrots and tops them, which is, again, pretty phenomenal. And we also have a barrel washer, so when you have little kids, you can just throw them in there at the end of the day. Winter kale. We stopped picking it, and it's gone to flower, all that pretty yellow flower. So it's still edible, but it's just not worth. So we had kale, red kale, some broccoli, and then kohlrabi. And so this will get chopped up at some point. Been a little challenging this spring with all the wet, getting tractors in and out without getting in the mud. And also compacting. You don't want to be in your fields when they're really wet because you just make concrete. Especially with this clay, you make concrete really fast. So you got to stay out of it. This row's a little mixed up because it's got some Swiss chard in it and some, oh goodness. So yeah, this is lacinato kale. Do you guys know the lacinato? It's an Italian kale. It's flat leaf. Some people like it a lot better than the other. And then this is curly over here. You might recognize it. I don't like that. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't usually do that, but yeah. So you can see how wet it is. We got 2.5 inches of rain. Anybody else have a rain gauge at home?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Yeah, we got the same. We're in town. But
All the way down and 3 feet down there.
Do you do smoke?
We do a cheer.
Did you do any cover crops at the Dean Family Acres?
So this goes down in, and the carrots get dug up, and they come through here, and then they go up this little conveyor, and then right here are the knives. So it cuts the tops off, or it's really greasy. This part needs to get greased a lot. And then there's this part gets put on the back, and you put a crate on there, and it gets put on that little conveyor and dropped off the back.